Hey, have you ever heard of a Gn15 model railroad scale? I haven't. Let's go take a look. Hey ManCavians, this is Bob from DaBob's N-Scale ManCave, and today we're visiting my friend Bob Reggae, who lives in the local area, who has a Gn15 model railroad layout. Bob, did you just say Gn15? Yes, I did just say Gn15. You're going, what the heck is that? Well, Gn15 is G-scale on top of HO track. And you're like, okay, I can kind of get that, but how? It just doesn't make sense. I'm used to seeing these great big G-scale locomotives going around the Christmas tree. They're like 1.5 feet long, and you know, it's like, no, this is not it. This is a lot smaller, but it looks big, and the perspective is just, it's eye-catching. You really have to see it. So let's go take a look right now. Come on. I said let's go. Well, now that we're here, you can see there's a turntable, manual turntable feeding 4 tracks here in this yard, and we have one of those little trains coming into the yard right now, pulling 3 little cars. As you notice, everything here only has 2 axles. That allows these trains to go around a 5-inch radius minimum. I bet you can't do that with your SD40-2 now, can you? That's what makes this so unique and compacted. You can do a lot in that small compacted space that you can do in N-scale, but you can do it also in HO and G-scale as well. Now you got Bawden's Industries coming into Maryville. In this nice little town here, it's got some small industries. You know, you have Baden's Industries, and we got a little train coming in out of the yard to take some stuff all the way down to the other end and stop off and pick up some things from one of the other towns. You got Carl's auto and truck repair, and got some engines on the side. The level of detail is really outstanding. All the tall grass in between the rails. The water tank is made out of, I believe, a toilet paper roll. And you got another turntable right here. It's all manual turntables, all manual throws, and all the track is hand laid and spiked down to balsa wood ties, but it's spiked down only on one side because they glued it down on the rail, and the spikes are just there for looks. Got number 5 coming through here, backing up. You got the water towers, and he hand made those water towers. Hey, wait, let's see what they what he did with this turntable. See how they made it. Let me just pop it up and see what's under here. A CD. He used a CD and a CD case. That's ingenious. Huh. Wish I could do that with mine. Maybe I will someday. Now you have a manual throw. Our manual turntable. And we got a nice little gorge here that he just recently made, and some old cars. All these buildings are hand built. Everything on here is basically hand built if it wasn't a previously purchased model. And you can, as you can see, it goes way down here a ways. It's about a 30-some foot long wall. And we got another little train coming in the other direction from the other side of the layout. Nice little yellow cart. It's like a go-kart engine in these things. seems like. Really, really awesome. Got Scott's Metalworks right there. Another little town that's got a lot more track complexity to it. You got this guy, he's coming in here. Just stop there, waiting for this other train to move through and get out of his way. And there, as you can see, there's another turntable behind this engine as well. Another little town. All these things are handmade, of course, and these cars are made out of like some purchased HO wheels and the areas that they clip into to mount them to the bottom of the cars. Sometimes he has a cast bottom piece that he just decorates. For this engine here, that bottom part of it is all balsa wood. The engine cover is cardstock, along with the cab roof over the top of it, and a couple metal posts that hold it all up are electrically keeping a current going through the engine because the battery's hidden inside the cab roof along with the circuitry. And you know, you got a pin and ring kind of coupler system, and sometimes things derail and it falls off. You just get back on the track and away you go. Now he does operations with this and usually runs about 4 people to do operations and have a pretty good time running this stuff, moving cars around and everything. And it's basically designed sort of like a John Allen time saver, but on a wider scale. And so it really has some complexity to it and makes it fun to operate, especially if you're in this town doing a lot of the work, moving stuff around to different areas, different buildings. So speaking of the cars, you have, well, you got balsa wood on here, and you just took some balsa wood and cut some grooves in it with a little saw, modeling saw, glued them all together, painted them, and you're done. Put some cardstock for some of the things. All the I-beams you see, oh, here's a ground throw. See how easy it is? Just slides over. He extended the arms on the HOs to make them bigger. You even got a little welding shop over here from the Metalworks. Got these old model cars. The detail here is pretty good. Balsa wood trunks on these trees, and he put sedum branches on them, and that's that whole tree. And he covers the sedum with sawdust that he's painted green, and different colors of green sawdust. Glues them all on, and away you go. You got some cows. You know, what kind of farmland doesn't have cows, you know? And we got the little train coming across. The trestle's all made out of balsa wood. Nothing really heavy on this layout, so you can make things out of balsa wood and nothing's gonna really destroy it because there's no weight to it, really. These things are measured in ounces. They're not even measured in pounds. And you got some barbed wire fence right alongside the cows here. You know, this barbed wire fence is actually made from the little netting that wraps around a turkey when you get it from the store. He just cut off each one of these lines and made his barbed wire fence out of it. Ingenious, see? You can see that as a close-up right there. Balsa wood posts. And you got some cast iron ducks and birds and stuff. All these buildings are made out of foam core or cardstock. And all the logos and everything else are printed off the internet and just transferred to this building. Now the furnace manufacturing company is actually named after the furnace room that this layout used to be housed in his old house. Makes sense, right? All the bricks look like they were hand laid, but they're not. They're just carved into some foam core and then painted up. Then you got the Black Bear Construction Company, which is named after the actual Black Bear trestle modeling company that was out of Iowa, and that's why that's named that. And you can see some complexity over here with some switching and a turntable as well. And you have also another ash pit. You gotta have an ash pit everywhere, right? Pretty ingenious. Those I-beams underneath there, cardstock and super glue. And here you can see some of the detail of those cars. Even printed up some marijuana plant labels to put on some of his bags. And of course the Rivet Counter and Sons boxes, selling some rivets. All the ballast you see is actual dirt. All of this stuff is also the kind of stuff you sweep up in the garage during the winter. All your road grime and everything else. This is a lot of natural elements on the railroad. All hand throws, dead rail system, all radio controlled. All Bachmann motor engines in there, covered up with cardstock and whatever, all painted. And you can see these animals down here in the back, even detailed behind the buildings. The windows have window shades in them. You know, it's all printed off the internet to make it look correct. And the perspective is also taken into account as well. Another ash pit. And you just see all this detail with the cars. You even have the Rails End Tavern right here down at the end of it, where he printed out some pictures of an old tavern, somebody in it, just kind of pieced it all together like a collage, and there you go. You got a building. And of course you can't have anything without Rivet Counter and Sons. Some more barbed wire. Carl's Auto and Truck Repair. A couple guys waiting, do some work. More welding. And the whimsical house or train station, Rivet Counter and Sons. And I love this brickwork. On this you can see the little red light down there in the cab. It's the firebox. It's actually saying that this thing is turned on. Okay, how many have seen the Gn15 scale locomotive layout? This is all hand built by Bob Reggae, good friend of mine. And this is actually probably not Gn15, but more Gn9, because it's on 9mm rail, which is N scale, and not HO. So, but all the rolling stock is G scale, or 1/24. Well, there you go, ManCavians. That's been my trip to see Bob Reggae's home layout, a Gn15 layout, that I have learned so much from this layout and talking with Bob over the 5 hours I was at his house. And I learned so many neat little tricks that I'm going to try some of these tricks and show them to you in future videos. But it's amazing what you can find around your house, like cereal boxes and cardstock and scrap foam. You know, don't throw away the scraps. I mean, you can get all sorts of stuff made from that foam, and you can pick up dirt out of the yard. The sedum plants make great tree armatures. use acrylic paints. There's all sorts of things that you can do to make your modeling jump out if you do it just the right way. So if you're interested in Gn15 and how everything's done, especially dead rail, there's a link that I'm going to post down below, right down in there, that you can click on and find out more information about Gn15 modeling. As always, ManCavians, happy model railroading, and you stay off those tracks. Bye. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Check out these videos over here. Also click on the links down below to follow me on social media, and leave a comment. Tell me what you liked. And as always, ManCavians, happy model railroading, and stay off those tracks. Bye.